Hello guys and welcome to our masterclass. Now, in order for you to build a very beautiful PowerPoint presentation, right? Like we saw in the introductory video, we saw a very beautiful slide which is very beautiful, very amazing, and you love to know how to do that. But in order for you to build a slide like that, you need an inspiration, right? You need an inspiration, you need something to model after, and you need some resources, right? So the first lesson I'll teach you is that don't go to PowerPoint, open PowerPoint and have a blank canvas that you are staring at. You have no idea where you want to go. You have no idea uh, from your left to your right, right? So the first thing you need to do is to get an inspiration. Now you get an inspiration online. We have some websites that have very beautiful PowerPoint presentation slides that you can see and try to recreate, right? And that is what we are going to learn. That is the first lesson or the first tip I'll give to you. So get an inspiration and get your resources ready. So let's go on and go ahead and log in to or open our Google Chrome. Now the first inspiration, right? The first place that you can get inspiration from, I normally go to, one of them is Pinterest. So I'll log into Pinterest, right? So you just go to Pinterest, and once it has finished loading, right, you you can see Pinterest has a lot of things to offer you, right? So I'm going to search for, okay, I'm going to search for PowerPoint PowerPoint slides. Okay, so already I can see some very beautiful PowerPoint slides over here for me, right? This one in particular looks very good to me. So I can see we have the title page or the first slide. Then we have some slide, welcome to our company, meet our dedicated team, a slide like this, right? This is very beautiful, and this is very easy to create in PowerPoint once you know the do's and don'ts, right? So this is very important. Now, if you would like for me to create slide like this for you, then you can tell me in the comment section, and then I can make another video on this, on how to create the exact same slide from scratch to finish, right? So we can see another beautiful template over here, right? The aim here is not for you to download it or try to download it, right? Because these slides are very expensive. If you want to buy it, we don't have money. That's why we want to know how to use the software. So you see here, okay, let's say I don't like this particular one, but let's say I like the first one, which is this guy over here. So all I need to do is to what, try to recreate the same slide and just put my content in there. Or I look at multiple slides, 3 or 4. Let's say I like some slides over here, and then there is some over here that I also like, and then I like some slides, let's say in this particular one over here, right? So you can see at the end of the day, I can combine 3 different slides from different sources together to make my own unique slide. Okay, so Pinterest is one of the places that I come for an inspiration in order for me to build my slides, right? Now, if you work in an oil and gas company or in a food industry, right, be specific, let's say food PowerPoint template, right? You just type it like that, and voila, you see these are some very beautiful and nice and amazing food PowerPoint presentation slides that you can model after. They are very easy to do, right? You can see this is very beautiful, this is amazing, right? And you just, there is a lot of inspiration online, guys, and I believe that after looking at a slide like this and after watching the video and what we are about to learn in this masterclass, you can go for any slide like this and you can also replicate something like this. It's very easy to do, and that is what you are here for. So the first place I go for an inspiration is Pinterest. Now the second place I go to is what is called Envato Element. Okay, so I also use Envato Element. So I click on the first link for Envato Element. Okay, we can see that it's loaded. All right, now that we are on the Envato Element website, now if you come here, you can see some tabs over here. You can see stock video, video template, music, and other templates, sorry, other links over here, right? But we are interested in presentation templates. Okay, so we click on presentation template. Now what is going to happen is that it is going to load the possible presentation template that we would like to have. So we can see some examples of presentation templates over here. Now these are for sale, right? So you cannot download them, they are not for free. But that is not our goal here. Our goal here is just to get an inspiration, right? So let's say I work in an oil and gas firm, so I can say oil and gas presentation template, right? And I press enter, so it will filter it for me and give me an oil and gas presentation template that I can model after. So I see this one. Okay, this is pretty nice. I click on it and it's loading. Okay, so this is how the slide look like. Let me have a much better view. Okay, so this is how the slide looks like. Okay, this is very beautiful, very interesting. Okay, so I click on the next one. Okay, so these are the slides that we have. Okay, so I look at them, click on the next one. Okay, this is very nice, very simple, minimalistic, and straight to the point. Okay, very good, very good. This is also very beautiful. Okay, and okay, some infographics, break slide, and very good, very good. So you can see this is an example of a slide. You can see the slides, even though you cannot download them, but like I said, you can replicate any of the slides that you see over here. Okay, so you can go through over here depending on where you work, right? You can get a lot of inspiration here. Let's say I'm a student, right? And I'm going to be presenting on malaria, right? Let's say malaria as my project defense or my project work, right? I just type malaria presentation template, right, as my topic, right? And I'll get some slides, right, that I can model after, right? So okay, we don't have any specific one for malaria, but we have some real estate, some basic minimalistic template. Okay, this is a medical PowerPoint presentation. I think it's very good. Okay, so we can use this as well for malaria. Okay, the template looks very nice and very beautiful. So yeah, we can see the title slide, the about us, our identity. Okay, this is very simple, very easy to do, and straight to the point. You can see that the slides are very beautiful, they are clear, and then your font consistency, the alignment of everything is on point. Okay, this is what we want to build. This is the model that we are looking after, right? So first of all, like I said, our first aim, okay, when we want to build a presentation, is for us to get an inspiration, right? So we get an inspiration from either Pinterest. You come to Pinterest, you get an inspiration, or you come to Envato Element, or there's another place that I also get inspiration sometimes that we call Dribble, right? So dribble.com. Okay, so we have this is dribble.com. This is how Dribble looks like. It's still loading. Okay, so this is dribble.com. So you can also come here and look for some PowerPoint presentation slides, right? They will give you some slides that you can model after. So the goal here is for us to get some inspiration, right? So let's say I found this slide attractive. I'll use this slide, right? I will try to build the template by looking at it, right? So I replicate the template. Okay, so I can replicate some here, I can replicate some here, and together I have my own unique slide. Okay, now let's come to resources, right, where we can get images and icons from, right? Now the first thing I will say that is that when it comes to resources, the first priority over here is your font, right? Because if you look at the presentation that we have over here, or what we are going to model after, the font we are using is not the typical normal font that we have in Word or in PowerPoint, right? It's a specific font. The type of font you use makes a difference, right? So if you use the normal Times New Roman for a slide, it will not be beautiful. So I suggest, right, you go for different fonts. Now, for you to get your fonts, you just go to Google Fonts, and then you can download some specific fonts that are good for presentations, right? So I'm going to give you three fonts that I believe are very good for doing presentations, right? So if you're not presenting to a lecturer where you are recommended or you have to use Times New Roman, I suggest you go for a different font. So the first font we want to use, right, it's Montserrat. Okay, so this is the font that we are looking at, Montserrat. It's a very beautiful font. It's very good for presentation, and I suggest you download this font. Now you'll be in this project, in the project file for this particular masterclass, you'll find the font already downloaded over there. So if you download the resources attached to this masterclass, if you come into the folder, we have the 3D images, we have the font, we have the icons and code. So if you come to font, you can see we have the Montserrat family over here, Open Sans, and then Roboto, right? These are the three fonts that I suggest or I recommend that you download, right? So you can just install them from here straight ahead before you even open PowerPoint to start your work, right? So you can get them from Google Fonts, right? It's very easy for you to get, and I can assure you once you use this font and you align them very well, you will get the best out of your presentation. Now let's come to the images and resources, right, where you can get images and other resources for your presentation. Now the first place I go for images, right, is FreePic. This is freepic.com. So I go to freepic.com, then I click on it. I just log in, right? You create an account, right? It's for free. You don't need to pay anything. It's just very free, right? So let's say I need some photography images, right? I can just click on it. Whatever the image it is that you are looking for, right, you just come to freepic.com and you search for the image that you want, and then you will get it, right? It has a lot of resources to offer, and then I suggest you use FreePic to the maximum. All right, so let's say I want to have let's say food, let me say, yeah, food images, right? Let me put it that way, just food images, and let's see what FreePic will give to us, right? Okay, so we can see some high quality pictures that we can download and incorporate into our presentation. I mean, just look at these food pictures, right? They are very beautiful. Look at this, amazing, right? So if you work in the food industry, you come to Pinterest, you search for the particular food that your company produce, you get it, you download the pictures over here, and you incorporate into your presentation. I bet you are going to wow your audience, and your boss will be very delighted about you, right? Just look at this, right? Now some of them you have to be a premium member, right? The ones we star over here, or the crown, you have to be a premium member in order to access it. But if not, you are free to go. You just click on it over here, and then you click download, right? Then download straight ahead, and you can use it in your presentation. All you have to do, for instance, if I download this guy, all I have to do is that I have to give credit, right? So I just copy the link over here and paste it somewhere, and then I give credit at the end of my presentation, right, as sources where I've gotten the images that I'm using for. So whatever it is you are looking for when it comes to images and even some vector icons, I suggest that you come to FreePic, right? So let's say I'm looking for vectors, right? Another source of images that is more like a cartoon, right? But it's very beautiful for it to be used in the presentation are vectors, right? So you can see some of them over here, right? So be very careful, right? If your audience are children, yes, you can use vectors, but if they are adults, right, adult, they don't really like cartoons sort of stuff, so you can go for the actual images rather than going for the vectors, right? So this is free pick, one of the places where you can get free images from. Now another one is what we call story set. Okay, so story set, here you can get some illustrations that you can use in your presentations, right? So you can see some illustrations over here, okay, which can be very useful for your presentation. It's not always the case that you use images. So as we can see, I use one in my presentation over here. You can see on slide number 9, I use some vector image or illustrations over here, right? Sometimes you can use them in your presentation, and so you can get it from story set, either story set or free pick, any two of them, any one of them, you can get it from there. So that is also one place that you can get free resources from. Another one is unsplash.com, a very popular website where we can get any high quality image for free and use in our presentation. Okay, so if you come to unsplash.com, this is what we are looking at. So you can see we have some high quality images here that you can use for your presentation. Okay, you can see I took some images from here, which you see in some of the presentation slides that are attached to this masterclass. So you can see over here we have high quality business, black business people, right? You can see if you are looking for, let's say, work, anything that you're looking for, right? Just click on it and then you see images over here, right? These are very beautiful images that you can use in your presentation, right? So these are some sources where you can get your images from. Now we also use icons sometimes, right? Some icons. Now if you have Office 365, you have an option where you can download an icon right online, but it's not always the case that you look for this, you find a specific icon that you want to use. So in order for us to get our icon, we go to what we call flaticons.com, right? So we search for flat icons. Over here we can get free vector icons from here, right? Now the icons you can get from here, you can use it in your presentation and it to give an extra layer of clarity and extra boost to your presentation, right? So you can see some icons over here. For instance, if my presentation is about finance, right, I can come to finance icons over here, and the images are loading, right? I can see some shapes that I can use in presentation related to finance, right? If it's about biology, if it's about oil and gas, let me see, oil and gas, it's going to give me oil and gas icons that are very, very useful, and you can use them in your presentation. All right, you can see some oil and gas icons already popping up. You can very easily use them in your presentations, right? So it's okay, it's taking some time to load, right? So we can see some of them. Let's say I work in the food industry, so I say food icons and I click enter. Okay, so we have some food icons over here which we can definitely use when we are doing our presentation slide. Okay, so these are some of the sources, right, where you can get inspiration and resources from. Like I said, if you want an inspiration where you can model a slide after something, right, or you build a template after something, you either go to pinterest.com, Envato Element, or Dribble. These are good sources of inspiration. Go through a lot of slides and select the ones that are good for you, and with the knowledge that you gain in this masterclass, you build your own template, or you go to, like I said, Envato Element or Dribble. Now when it comes to the fonts that you'll be using, I suggest you go to Google Font and download Montserrat, Open Sans, and the third font that I showed you earlier on, which is Roboto, right? So Montserrat, Open Sans, and Roboto, these are very good fonts that can be used for your presentation. And when it comes to images and vectors, you can go to FreePic. When it comes to just vectors, you can go to StorySet. just images, you can go to unsplash.com, and then when you want icons, which is required for your presentation, okay, you can go to flaticons.com. So once you go to all these places, you are good to go. Okay, so thank you guys so much for having the first lesson, which is getting an inspiration and resources. Now in the next lesson, we'll be talking about the versions of PowerPoint that we have and where you can get yours from. So thank you once again, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.